Hello, chess lovers! Welcome, and it's great to see you again here on Chess Tricky. I'm going to share with you 3 truly brilliant traps against the Scandinavian defense. And this works really well, especially if your opponent doesn't know the theory. Okay, let's go. Trap number 1. e4, d5, the Scandinavian defense. We just take, and after the queen recaptures, knight c3. Of course, attacking black queen. According to the Lichess database, there are 2 very popular moves for black: queen to h5 or queen back home. Let's start with the main line, queen to h5. Continue with standard development, knight to f3. Here, according to the online database, the popular move is bishop to g4. Of course, putting some pressure on your king side, pinning the knight. Your move is very simple. We just attack the bishop. If the bishop retreats, you push the g-pawn. Clearly, the bishop has to go to g6. Your idea here is very simple. Just keep pushing the pawn, h4, h5, or, if necessary, d4. Then knight jumps to e5, until this black bishop really starts to feel the stress. So, clearly, black won't have time to develop, with all the pressure you're putting on. Okay, very easy. But what if here, the bishop continues by capturing the knight? We just capture it with the queen. Black here has to react, otherwise you just grab the free pawn on b7. Here, the common move played is knight to c6. Besides development, it blocks the queen's line of sight to b7. Also, there's a potential here for black to do a long castle. What should you play? Okay, you can mimic the style of the black attack that was played earlier. We bring the bishop on a little trip, moving it all the way out to b5. Look, now it's our turn. We attack the knight twice and also pin the knight. So, if black here dares to castle, of course it's very risky. Because we strike the knight after pawn captures, here, you see, you can capture the pawn. Or you can let there be a double pawn by capturing the other pawn. And of course, this is a pretty unpleasant situation. It doesn't bring any happiness for Team Black. So, normally the queen will go to b6, making this knight a bit more uncomfortable. Please pause the video. What is the golden move here? After knight d5, here I think black needs to quickly resign. Queen is under fire. The bishop is poisonous, because then the knight captures on c7, attacking king and queen. Family fork. Clearly, it's over for black. So, where do you think the safe square is for the queen to go? Let's say queen h5. Still, keep an eye on the c7 pawn. Okay, let's finish the game with b4. Black queen dead. The queen can't go to a3 because we have the bishop covering that square. So, instead of the queen being captured for nothing, she will take something else. For example, queen takes bishop. Then knight takes, family fork. In the next move, you capture the queen, and the game is basically decided from there. So, go ahead and continue the game normally from here. You can just play your next moves as usual. You win. Let's move on. Trap number 2. After knight f3, bishop g4, then h3 attacking the bishop. Previously, the bishop captured the knight. What if black responds by moving the queen to h5, increasing the pressure on the knight at f3? And also, this queen is pinning the pawn on h3. What should you do next? Okay, let's go rock and roll. Takes on g4. After queen takes rook. You don't need to be discouraged about losing a rook, because I can confidently guarantee that this queen won't be able to stay active for very long. Just continue knight b5. The knight is ready to capture on c7, a real fork threat. Yes, the knight can jump to a 6, protecting c7. Push the d-pawn, and then the bishop can go to f4, putting pressure on c7. Twice. Here, black is in serious trouble, because look, your bishop controls h6, and your pawn controls h5, so all of black's escape squares for the queen are completely under your control. This means the queen really can't escape or do anything at all. And also, black won't be able to easily do a long castle because the a7 pawn will soon be gone. Okay, After the normal moves, here, this guy attacks the pawn on g4. We play the knight to e5. Of course, knight controls g4 along with queen, and it also puts a bit of pressure on lead f7 pawn. For example, e6, preparing to develop the dark square bishop. Just continue with queen to f3. Follow with the bishop to g5, do the long castle, and then the bishop can go to d3. Of course, there's a big potential that the black queen will be captured right away. So, what is your move as black then? Explain, because here black is in a tough spot and is clearly behind. Also, your queen is ready to capture on b7, which is extremely troublesome. And black must not waste time, for example, with the bishop to b4. Because we push the pawn, and then the b7 pawn will be quickly demolished by you. Okay, let's say black responds with the pawn to c6, blocking your queen's view of b7. Attacking your queen's knight! You ignore that, push the pawn to g5, and of course, attacking the knight. 99% of the time, you'll get this knight, because the knight can't really move. After the knight moves, where would it even go? Queen takes, check. After king moves, then queen d7, mate! Clearly, the knight is done for. So, if black doesn't want to lose material, pawn has to capture the knight. But this move is also a mistake. You don't need to capture the knight. Just continue by capturing the pawn, double attack. The rook needs to be careful if it wants to move. For example, it can stay next to the king, and of course, the queen will take on f7, delivering checkmate. Or, if this rook attacks the queen, here, mate in 6. You can capture f7. Or, the queen can go to check on c6. It's up to you. And after the king moves wherever it goes, takes, check. If pawn takes, it's a mate. So, after king takes, check. The king can't go to g5. We control it with the bishop. The king has to retreat back again. Another check. King d8 or d6, still checkmate on d7. So, you can see how easily we crush black, once the queen can't do anything, trapped on the corner. Trap number 3. What if, in this case, black doesn't bring the queen to the side? The second best move for black is to bring the queen back home to its original square. We continue with normal development, then the knight goes to f3, the bishop moves to f4, and the light square become more active on c4, attacking the center. For example, black responds with the knight to c6, clearly putting double pressure on e4, which is a very aggressive move. Let's just play knight to f3 to protect the pawn. Everything is fine. And if black again makes life uncomfortable by moving the bishop to b4, then bishop takes knight, queen takes, the e4 pawn will soon be captured by black. Clearly, this situation is a bit unpleasant. What is your response here? The quick reaction for white here is usually to continue with bishop to e3, protecting d4, or bishop to e2. Moves that are quite logical overall, but the move that will make your opponent's heart stop beating for a moment is d5, attacking queen's knight. Most of the time here, black will continue with the knight to e5, but the top move is for the bishop to capture the knight. Let's try it first. If the bishop captures knight, I suggest you don't capture the bishop with queen, because here, black knight will slightly disturb by jumping to d4, attacking both the queen and c2. So, your tempo will be slightly disrupted in this situation. Let's just capture the bishop with the pawn. Knight has to move. And knight can't go to d4 because we still control d4 with queen. Let's say knight jumps to e5. You attack the knight. If the knight makes a counterattack, just ignore it, it's not dangerous. Move the bishop to b5. This is the move that will be very dangerous for Team Black. King can't go anywhere, pawn has to block. Takes, then c7, discovered check. After queen blocks, queen takes queen, delivering checkmate. Black is in a tough spot. If queen takes, just takes with queen's rook. The same threat remains. The pawn can capture on b7, the rook will be in trouble, and clearly this leads to an open check. Checkmate. So whatever black does, the rook cannot be saved. If rook goes to b8, pawn takes pawn, and it's still checkmate here. Even what looks more natural, like a pawn attacking the bishop. Pawn takes, check, takes. Pawn promotes, and it's checkmate, thanks for the rook. A very beautiful combination, crushing the queen side. Hey bro! What if knight doesn't jump to g6, but instead jumps to d7? The idea is really cool. It blocks the main diagonal to the king. Continue with the knight to b5. This threatens c7. We attack it twice. So after knight takes, it's check, queen must take, and we get the queen. What does it look like for black to avoid this threat? This boy cannot be pushed forward because we capture with en passant. Knight is under fire, and c7 still doesn't solve the problem. Even though the best move is rook to c8, the idea is to protect c7. We play the trick move. This is a magic move. It's like preparing a long castling move. Do you all know what the main idea behind this queen move is? Okay, let's find out. After the standard move from black developing the minor pieces, here we go. Sacrifice! Here, the black queen is confused. Rook has to take. Smothered checkmate. A very beautiful combination starts with sneaky queen's move. Let's go back. What if here, black doesn't take king's knight, but this knight jumps to e5 instead? This makes the knight a bit scared. Calm down, bro. Don't worry. It's okay. Let's go brutal! Bishop takes, then bishop check. If queen blocks, bishop takes queen, then king get the bishop. You have a 2 minor piece advantage. So, pawn has to block the check. Pawn takes, then c7, open check. The black queen will not escape. If pawn takes, bishop takes, after queen blocks, bishop takes, after king moves, then king captures white light square bishop. In addition to having a 2 minor piece advantage, there is also the threat of the knight capturing on f7. Here, clearly, you will very easily win the game. Let's go back. What if the queen moves to c7? It's a move that looks good, blocking the pawn push. Just capture it right away. Check. If king moves, then knight takes f7, it's a mate. Or, if queen blocks, clearly pawn takes, still checkmate. Let's look for another move. If the queen goes to b6, it attacks the bishop. Still, pawn takes, it's a check. After queen takes, pawn promotes in check, queen has to block. Clearly, this is checkmate. Thanks, brother. Let's go back. So, the best move for black is the pawn to a6, attacking the bishop. Just continue with c7, discovered check. If queen blocks, bishop takes queen, delivering checkmate. So, pawn has to take, pawn takes, after rook takes, knight takes. Here, you are still ahead by 1 knight, and black also has a double isolated pawn. Clearly, this will favor you in the endgame. So, please continue your play as usual. Just keep playing chess. Alright, Chess Tricky, those are the 3 traps against the Scandinavian defense. You can practice and make sure 99% the opponent will fall quickly. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it's useful for you. Thank you for your attention, take care, and see you in the next video.